local news, politics, business, sports, arts, music. Mike and Marty on the beat. Mike and Marty. Mike and Marty.
Hey, good morning, Bellows Falls, and welcome to the feed. It's Mike and Marty, and we're here today with David Stern. He does not believe that we have our own theme music now, thanks to Floyd.
Well, I just didn't know. Nobody's kept me in the loop. It's very exciting.
Oh, good. It's very good music. You'd like it. I wish that they would learn to play it louder.
But it's not Pink Floyd. They didn't do your music. Somebody else, Floyd.
No, it's
Floyd Lawrence.
Floyd Lawrence.
Floyd Lawrence.
Better than
Got to be
Pink
better
Floyd.
than Pink Floyd, yeah.
Yes.
It's a catchy little tune. Once
It
you hear
is.
it, you'll have it in your head the rest
Ask
of the
Josh.
day.
Earworm
Ask Josh.
thing
It's
going?
always Josh's head.
Ask Josh. He used it in his movie. Yes. No Exit. That's another plug for a movie here on.
We premiered at the Opera House.
Is it
Yes.
anything like Sartre's No Exit?
No.
Maybe
better.
there's somebody who's trying to get out the exit and can't. It's a short film.
It is a short film, by
Yeah.
the way. Ah.
There's
Anyway.
a door and he's trying to get out and it's locked.
Well, that's tough.
All right. It's
Okay.
going to be one of those. This is going to be a good show.
It is. We're a little off. We're a little
We've
off. our
totally
usual
lost focus
today.
before we've even started, which is a good way to
It's
start.
a great way to find new things.
Yes, it is.
Where are we going? I don't know.
Local events.
Local events. Yeah,
Local
oh,
events.
sorry.
There
Yeah,
we go.
Here we go.
So at the Bellows Falls Opera House this week is Lyle Crocodile, which is about, I had to look it up because I was curious. It is about
We
a
didn't have kids.
crocodile who lives in New York City, and it's based on a children's book. Did you
Yes.
know the children's book? Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My
I
kids
would not
love
have known.
Lyle Crocodile.
So that is actually October 17th through October 18th, so it looks like it's having a 2-week run. The classic movie tonight, and I'm super excited
Uh-oh.
about this, is Eddie and the Cruisers. Have you ever seen it?
I think I may have, but I
I love it. I
No, but
love
I'm
this.
seeing the thing over
Yeah.
there. Eddie looks very,
Dark.
Dark and
dark
sultry.
and brooding and sort of
Yes.
attractive in that
That
dark,
is why.
brooding
That is
way.
one of the reasons it is a very good movie.
Yeah.
maybe that's why I
And
wasn't
it's
Yeah.
sponsored by John T's Appliance. And just a little, I'm going to go totally, since we're going off script today, I'm going to go totally
Okay.
off script. So it's got a really good music background, a musical
Oh, okay.
soundtrack.
Soundtrack.
And a lot of, at least one of the songs, the main theme song, the On the Dark Side song, is done by John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band.
Oh.
So I had seen the movie, and then, okay, we just saw the picture of Michael
Yeah.
Paré, right? Dark, brooding.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Went and saw John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band
Yeah,
in
how-
person. Yeah, hard to reconcile the two.
Really?
Hard to reconcile the voice because they dub in John Cafferty, Michael Paré dubs it. He's not really singing the song. So having seen John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band, who are great musicians, but reconciling
No,
the two,
the
yeah, it
appearance
just didn't work.
That didn't work. So is it like 80s music then? Was there a lot
No,
of
it's
famous
like
80s?
it's like I would say it was probably like 50s, 60s era.
Oh, okay.
Is what
But it was
is.
made in the 80s.
It was made in the 80s,
Okay.
yeah, but it was set in like
They
kind
were a
of
little
the era,
behind.
Yeah, yeah.
the era of like
It was a
the I was
Revising-
like
reviving the 50s sort of thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
kind of. It's a good movie. It's a good.
sort of like, well, no. Streets of Fire was another one of the, in that same sort
yeah,
of thing where it
kind of
was.
like that.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Anyway. Did you like
And
Streets
then
of
just
Fire?
reminding
I have
everyone.
not seen any. I guess I
you
don't
not
get
get
out
out,
as much
David?
as you guys do.
You should see
Well,
Streets of Fire.
Streets of Fire.
If
Yeah,
there was
it's
an
really
80s
good.
movie, I've seen it for the most part. Not every
Yeah.
80s movie. But, Flannel Festival, just reminding everyone that is coming up quickly. Not this weekend, but next weekend, October 15th and 16th, up at Rockingham Hill Farm. Music and beer and flannel and pie and
Yes.
coffee and food vendors and just fun.
Our household is working on a pie entry, so
Oh, I've seen
We'll
them.
see.
They've been posting that they want pie entries, and it looks like they have some really nice ribbons to go for the pie. Like,
yeah.
like really
Well,
nice.
Sue took second place last
I know,
year,
she's gotta
but she
defend
her
doesn't
title.
want to. She doesn't want to compete this year. So Will and I are working on
Oh.
protecting the family honor.
Perfect. There
So.
you go.
Anyway, and are we done?
I can
I'm
go
done
in
yet.
and Tanya Harding somebody if you need some
We
pie
might
entry taken out.
Take out some crusts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, one more local event, something I just heard about this year, is the Grafton Fire Department yard sale.
Oh, I've seen the postings about that. Apparently, it's a huge deal.
It is a big
Yeah.
thing, I guess. I
That's
didn't
good.
realize Sue's been taking things down and donating them, and I guess they have this huge mass of stuff that they're guarding. And then at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning, they blow the fire whistle, and then they say it's like Macy's on Thanksgiving or something, that people just run in and start getting things. And
Hey, one
so
person's trash
if you
is
look
another
for something,
person's treasure.
yeah, if you
That's
look for,
this
Totally.
weekend?
that's this weekend, this Saturday.
My wife has a guest coming. They were going to go flea market shopping. This
Oh,
sounds
this
like
There
is
you
this
go.
is
This
it.
is
an
it.
upgrade from the flea market.
Well, I know that. So the Smith family contributions have been quite eclectic because of me. but-
Lots of failed
Weird.
pies are going over there.
No failed pies, but there's a bird bath and there's some unusual lamps and things like that. So
But that's what people love. They
I
love
know
that kind of stuff. So.
we had some stuff. I'll tell you. Anyway, David, it's so good
Michael,
to see you.
good
today.
to see you.
You haven't been a guest for a while now.
I
It's
feel
been
it
6
wasn't
months.
that long ago, maybe 6
It was
months.
before we had theme music.
Well, maybe you didn't even mention it, and,
Oh,
and it
okay.
just slipped by me.
And it might have been when we were still Zooming.
Yeah, probably.
I think that's the last time we had you, was
Yeah.
maybe when you were still Zooming. We're still doing Zoom, not in person. But anyway, welcome back in
Welcome
person.
back.
Excited to be back. Here it is.
Yes, most difficult thing you've decided to do, being a purveyor of public
Events.
and events in the middle of a
A pandemic.
plague.
It's a plague. We try not to use the P word. Plague sounds very dark.
Yes.
But here we go. We are. I think the Vermont Arts Council is giving out this Creating Futures grants,
Uh huh.
which are enormous. They were given $9 million by the federal government
wow.
to distribute. Really to arts organizations that had suffered during COVID. So they want everybody to give them their pre-COVID books, and then they'll compare what they've lost. And
Oh,
blah, blah,
okay.
blah. But I don't have any pre-COVID books because we started in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
And I appear to have made, news because I'm the only really foolhardy arts organization in the state of Vermont, apparently, that decided to form during the pandemic. So
Yes.
they're creating whole new rules for me at the Arts Council. So we're doing a bunch of things coming up. Marty very helpfully got me
Yes.
this thing to
Yes.
remind me what
To
I'm
remind
doing.
you what
Oh,
you're
good.
But
doing.
I
We have
will
a
say,
graphic for it,
in
too.
November, which is coming right around the corner, we are doing a little night music, which is a Stephen Sondheim. I appear to be on a Stephen Sondheim
You
jag.
do. I'm,
We were actually looking at both Company and this. I've sort of fallen in love with this show. It's got unbelievably great music. The music's very challenging. I think that's why it's not done a whole hell of a lot. But it's really a much edgier show than it sort of has this staid reputation, but it's really the original poster was all these naked people in a tree. It really is about it's about this. Well, we have.
So you
I was
sort of
gonna
had to modify
explain
that
where
a
we
little bit.
where we got the naked people. It's all these relationships, really mostly affairs. There are these marriages and not marriages and affairs, but everybody's trying to sort out how to be in relationship. It's sort of a look at modern times. It was based on a Fellini film called Once on a Summer Night, I believe is the name of the film. And so it initially was set in Scandinavia. We are modernizing the piece and Americanizing the dialogue a little bit and allowing it to be a little more edgy. I guess sexually is the word that I'm looking for. So it's a little more out front about what it is and is talking about, and it's a beautiful. I don't want to give away the moral, but this couple that have always been together, off and on, sort of in youth and then in affairs, find each other finally and consider creating a deeper, more lasting relationship. And it's really about relationships in the modern construct, looking at older, 1890s relationships as a way to explore where we're landing now. So I think that's super exciting. It's going to be
So
at
when
Next
is-
Stage, the 11th through the 20th of November. We've been in rehearsal a long time already on it, and it just seems to be coming along delightfully.
So it's a musical.
It is a musical.
It lasts about.
Lasts about an hour and 50.
So it's a classic sort of.
Yeah, it's a Sondheim. It opened in 1973 or 74 or something like that. Truthfully, I think, and Sondheim was gay, and a bunch of people working on the show were gay. The one thing that's left out of the play is any gay relationships.
Oh, really? Well,
'Cause
because
in
that would have been taboo at that time.
1973, it
Yeah.
just wasn't a thing, but you can sort of feel it.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, we're also wrestling with that,
Oh,
which is
interesting.
exciting.
Interesting. That
And
sounds
you
good.
said, just so people are clear, Next Stage is down in Putney.
Yep, it's at Next Stage in Putney. You can get tickets through wildgooseplayers.com, and you can find out some of the other things I'm about to tell you that we're doing.
Okay.
Should you go? Very excited. Marty and I are very excited
We are
about the
very
Holly Jolly Bellows Follies,
Okay.
which is in the Bellows Follies tradition that we're hopefully
Creating.
starting. This one's a holly jolly one. So you can figure out perhaps that it is in the holiday season. And December 1st, this one, it's a fundraiser for both Wild Goose and the Bellows Falls Rotary.
Good.
The Bellows Falls Rotary is perhaps a little more compelling as a charity than Wild Goose. But we might need money more.
Yes.
So we're very excited about that. We have a bunch of singers that are already preparing for that. The Rotary, I think.
The Rotary, there's a rumor going around that the Rotary Club themselves might actually be on stage
Oh,
doing
really?
some kind of skit. We're not sure what.
Doing
Yeah.
something. I'm
So it's
pretty
like
sure
skit
what.
comedy, right? And music.
It's
and
music and
Yep.
A variety show.
A variety show.
basically. Is there an MC?
I believe that Sir William Stevens of Yore
Oh, yes. Okay.
will be facilitating the evening. There is a silent auction, a live auction.
And where is this event going to occur?
At our own lovely opera house.
Oh, nice, nice.
So,
So will it be one of these events that are catered and wine and cheese and no? I'm seeing a
No.
negative on that.
no
Okay.
negative on that.
no.
Because we're trying to make it a community, like a
Oh,
full-on community
okay.
event, and have people like bring their kids
people-
to it. I
some
know.
people
I
would
know. Some
really
people
Yeah,
might
it's
want
also
that.
it's a very tricky venue to serve food in.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it?
The opera house.
Yeah,
There's
that's
really
true.
nowhere to do it, and
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
So anyway, eat in advance. Go to a lovely local restaurant.
Exactly.
Get yourself
Exactly.
something
I'm
delightful.
sure you'll have triple O's.
I don't know the answer to that, but probably.
Yes, I believe there will be
Yeah.
triple ups
There's
available.
always
Yeah,
triple
there's
O's.
always triple ups. Can never stop the madness.
That's right.
So we're also doing our big musical this year is Urinetown. Yes, Urinetown, like P
Yes.
town. It is a.
Which goes nicely with the new recycling.
There is.
event.
I
Yes.
couldn't believe that
That
they
the-
started urine recycling for us.
They did. I hope
But
that-
it is. We are hoping to, create some kind of, blended, exciting
Yes.
connection with the urine recycling.
Why not?
I mean, why not? So it is a wonderful satire.
Do you think
about-
you might stream this event?
Oh my God! I didn't
know,
even get it.
I
From him.
know, I
He's
know.
so good.
He's like, boom, boom.
Remember, he just drops it, so you don't know.
We need like the control booth to have a boom, boom. Yeah.
There needs to
like
be sort of a
sound.
hook thing,
Josh, come on.
Yeah.
like the hook, but of yore.
Yes.
But it's a satire about a town, a city where it's been a drought for 20 years, and things have gotten so bad that they just can't use the water required for public urinal, for peeing at your own house and so on like that. So the law is put down. You have to pee. You have to pay to pee, like you have to pay to get rid of your garbage now.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you don't pay, you don't pee. And you're not allowed to pee outside. You're not allowed to pee in your room. You have to go to the facility and pay. And there's some people that can't pay.
Oh.
And so there's
Thus, there's the drama and the
there's a revolution.
Ah.
And I don't want to give too much away, but we have a hero leads the revolution.
Is this a musical too?
This is a musical. This
All
is
right.
honestly, this is so much fun. This show is so much fun.
Have you?
I've seen it once.
Uh-huh.
I am so excited about ours. The set's all designed. It is going to be amazing. I'll say one thing about the set. No, I can't.
You can't say.
You gotta go
say
see it. Nope.
You have to go see it. But we're very excited about that, and if you want to be in it, you could still be in it. We want the community to be involved. So everybody that auditioned is in the show. It's a mass happening.
Oh, okay.
And I still have people coming forward. My costumer doesn't love that, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
But when will Urinetown be
March
premiered?
24th we open. It's
Okay.
the last weekend in March, and it ends. The last day is April 2nd. So
Oh,
it's the
cool.
last weekend in March, first weekend in April, however you count that.
So you're probably looking to construct sets and things like that too in
January, February. Yep.
So will you be looking for volunteers to help with that?
Yes, we do have a crackerjack team.
I know you've had
And
several.
they are all, what I've learned is they love the winter. So they're like, January, February, sure, we'll go inside and build.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's stuff
makes sense.
you don't want to be outside.
But it turns out, June, July, they don't want to so much. As it
Imagine
turns
that.
out.
Imagine that.
So it's just been a learning
Yeah.
curve. Let's do a show in June. No, that's not a
Not
building
with
show.
scenery.
Yeah, not with scenery.
If you want to do it outside.
So, and we have some new people that have just shown up. I will say, having a storefront in Bellows Falls, which
Yeah.
we're very thrilled to have, has brought a lot of people into the fold. They just stick their head in, and the next thing they know, they're
I think
signing
that's
up.
probably like, I'm assuming it also helps when you're, because you always do a nice display. Does it,
Mm-hmm.
do you find it helpful when you're promoting the show as well? That people are a little bit more aware of it? It's
You
just so
know,
hard to make
I
people
don't
aware.
know. It may be that we need to do some market research and
Mm-hmm.
find some more of that data. We are now MailChimping and Little Green Lighting, and so we are getting some data
Uh-huh.
in, which is very interesting. I mean, I never knew that you could track open rates and click rates and all of that stuff that you can track. And so that is interesting. I do think the store is impactful. And one of the things we have is that on our website, we've got a do you want to get connected? But and almost every day, I have a person. Which
That'll
is,
just stop by?
No, that writes me on the website, which
Oh,
is
nice.
really, to me, I'm like, oh, this is great. So things feel good in a
Odd way.
crazy, impoverished sort of way.
Well, do you think that maybe maybe you're saying that you're the exception to the rule as far as you started things during the pandemic, but do you think that maybe that was helpful? The timing was helpful because people are now ready to do things, to get out, to be involved, and then you're getting the benefit of that, maybe?
I don't know. Again, it's great to have survived a year of the launch in the middle of COVID, and it looks like we'll survive another
Yeah,
year. And
yeah.
maybe it's never ending, COVID, but maybe it's just stopping enough.
I think it's more under control than it was.
Yeah, and I think people are just ready to do
I do.
things.
I do too. More than just ready. I think there's almost
Eager.
A reverse-
yes, an
a
eagerness,
reverse,
a willingness to go out and sort of fatigue over being careful.
Yeah, I'm probably the last careful person left
I
on the
noticed
planet.
you are.
But
But-
it's yeah. Well, we have to do what makes us comfortable.
People are throwing caution to the wind.
Yeah, and I hope they do.
Yeah.
You know,
know,
in terms
if,
of coming to see our productions.
Besides getting involved, like in actually supporting and doing some of the groundwork for events that you have, do you also have a donate button or a way for people to support you monetarily?
We certainly do, and there's a donate button on the website. We had a very successful GoFundMe, which is still open because it keeps receiving an occasional donation. But it's been because we didn't have any real infrastructure and we needed to get some lighting and sound and scenic capabilities and stuff like that, we spent a lot of money year one trying to put some of that stuff together, and we're hoping that this year we will be able to remunerate people in the pit that play in the pit orchestras, people that music direct for us or lead major events a little bit more realistically than we have then.
We just had your contact info up on the screen.
So do you think you'll be able to access some of the COVID money, even though you sort of...
I think so.
Yeah,
I think I made a case. The case was that we waited a while in COVID, and then we really felt like people were ready, and that it was important to keep going. And that even though we, that wasn't, the rubric was how much money did you make before, how much money are you making during, that's how much will tell what you've lost. We have no idea to tell how much you've lost. But I think that they're moving past that. They are taking my application.
Well, I think
that's good. And
part of, from my experience in dealing with the money coming into the state, part of it is literally they are building the plane as they're flying it. So they've set up a certain ground rules that make sense, but then they're also realizing there's a lot of exceptions to the rule, and I think it's nice that they're willing to, like, okay, wait, we got to look at this another way, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was it was great to talk to a person. The Arts Council is small enough so you can call up and go,
well, that's good.
hey.
Because I would think that, and I think this is true for a lot of things in Bellows Falls, is that we have to look at it more as a community. And it may not have been your organization that was doing things, but there were several things that sort of almost collapsed because of COVID. And I think you coming back is, you should be able to look and say, well, look at these things that happened here. We're sort of the phoenix rising from the ashes, and this is what's happening. And it may not be the exact same organization, but it's still a community that was doing things
That
and it's
continues to do.
and is trying to get back to doing them again.
Yeah, I think that is how we framed it.
Yeah.
The grant goes in soon. That's all. This is
Well, good
actually a
luck.
substantial $9 million in the state of Vermont for arts programming.
It's huge.
A fair amount of money.
Yeah.
So they really are giving out grants up to 200. I mean, I will receive. I think the maximum grant I can receive is something like $15,000. But there are organizations with $1 million budget that are looking at $200,000 in
That's
support.
great.
Nice.
Great.
So finally, we are doing a production next summer, a very small scenic in terms of scenery. The build is very small, but the Velveteen Rabbit, which is 100 years old now,
Wow.
and just had its centennial celebration. So we decided to honor the book. There turns out there is a musical of the Velveteen Rabbit that got very little play. That's written by the same guy who did "I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change," which is a fairly successful musical. And he is he and one of our directors, Morgana Ekins, got on the phone, and he's very excited about us doing the production. He may come down. He's already a little bit involved.
Oh, nice.
The guy who wrote it. So that's been a lot of fun, and we're just looking forward to another show at the Waypoint Center, which is, as it turns out, a really
nice little
fun
venue.
place
Yeah.
to do outdoor theater for kids. We've now done 2 summers of that, and I hope it becomes a thing.
Yeah.
And I think I went down to the production that you did, the little cabaret, and I think that to be able to, and we're just down to a minute, so I'm going to be really quick, to be able to have it available for anyone to come, for free for anyone to come, is huge. As far as as we move forward to diversity, equity, and inclusion with everything, and I think just sitting watching the kids and the way that you guys used a very minimal, no scene, you didn't have any scene, you had minimal props and really fun songs, and it was just that you do that for the community. I think is very, very much a testament to your mission and to what you all do. So.
Well, just to plug the Rotary made that possible. by supporting
Well,
us.
we didn't do the heavy lifting. You did the heavy lifting and you and the troop did the heavy lifting, so.
And I guess we're just about out of time.
We are. We're
David,
down
I
to
want
10
to thank
minutes.
you for coming on with very short notice.
Well, I did get some advance notice. I just forgot it.
Very short notice, and all the work you've done and all the things that you're creating are very good for our community, and I wish to thank you for that.
I am excited. I'm excited. One time I'll come in. There's an arts and economic prosperity study that they're redoing it, but it's come out, and the effect of the arts on communities is documented now, and I'm really
Positive.
hoping that people. I mean,
Understand
Bellows
that.
Falls, I think, understands, at least in many pockets, but it's hoping to help the Renaissance.
Okay.
There we go.
Well, thank you.
Right,
and
bye, community.
Goodbye.
You just
Dave's
go.
going.
I thought we were done.
No, not until we finish it. Actually end it.
We actually say goodbye, community.
Bye, community.
And we're out.
No.